Hesitating to pull the trigger on any of the Commonwealth scum can be fatal.
Doesn't it feel good to be a part of something as important as the Brotherhood?
I gotta... There we are. Forgot the button was muted. That's early. I have not had coffee. I gotta take this band-aid off. We're playing with fire this morning, everybody. Stream Elements is down. Their API is down. So I'm using Streamlabs this morning. I haven't used Streamlabs in a couple of weeks, because they were having API issues a couple weeks ago, so we'll see if we get any DCs today. It's going to be a shorter stream this morning. I've only got about 2 hours, and then I have got to head out with Chris. We've got a doctor's appointment this morning. Some folks were asking today if I'm going to try Mugenics. I might. I might. We'll see. I know that's what... It's the only thing Co Carnage has been playing for the past few days, but... I don't know, man. Like... It didn't look like something that would be directly up my alley. We're having fun with other stuff. Alright, we are back to the Brotherhood. I got my power armor last night. What's up, Allie? What's up, Lou? I will say, too, yesterday afternoon. Oh my god, I can't wake up. I did a no-no. I did not go outside and take my breaks yesterday because Chris wasn't here, so I just sat here and streamed. My eyes are actually feeling it this morning. You know, I finally got used to the glasses, doing longer hours. And yesterday, I sat here for like 6 hours yesterday without taking a break, really. Yesterday afternoon. And I'm feeling it this morning. You know that hungover feeling? I don't get that anymore because I don't drink like that, but I have that hungover feeling in my eyes. It's like, dude, what'd you do yesterday? So it'll be good to take a short stream this morning. So, good morning, Allie. Good morning, Lou. Fingers crossed for no DCs since we're running Streamlabs this morning. We are live in all the places as always. YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. I've got my power armor. We need to go outside. Take a Vert Bird. I don't have a minigun though. Are they gonna give me a minigun?
Oh god, mole rat on a stick.
Mole rat on a stick?
Oh man, if I'm late for muster one more time, Captain Kells is gonna have me doing 100.
As settlers go down during an endless raid, I didn't get a chance to read what that said. Oh, I like the rain on the... Dude, the rain on the visor is pretty cool.
Let's get airborne.
How's he getting in?
Instruments are green, and we're cleared for release.
Oh shit, I completely forgot about watching the episode, Allie. I got busy with my grandniece and everything and forgot about the newest episode of Starfleet Academy to review it. Ad Victoriam, Jordan. Hang on, I'm gonna go Google something. Starfleet Academy. Shit, I completely forgot to review the most recent episode. My bad. There was an episode 2 days ago. Yes, and there's an episode on the 19th. So yes.
Target acquired. I'll try and keep them in your sights.
Hang on, I need to pay attention to the in-game stuff.
Primary target down. Look at this thing, please. I'm gonna find a place to set her down and then hightail it back to the Bridwin for repairs.
I love how the gun heated up. That was cool. Whoa, it mutated. What does that mean? What are we supposed to do now? We killed them all. What's the quest say? Show no mercy, secure Fort Strong Armory. Oh, we probably have to jump out. When they mutate, they instantly regain all health. Nice. Yes, Paul Giamatti is awesome in his role. In Starfleet Academy.
Being in the open like this is tactically irresponsible.
That corpse acts like throwing it around. I don't know what's going on with that. Alright. Should be able to go up.
This area seems to be in disarray.
Someone said, would you... Is tainted... I can't read your English, I'm sorry. You need to learn how to spell if you're going to use the English language, please. How would you say that Tainted Grail is on Xbox Series X? I've played the demo, but it feels unstable. I don't know what you're talking about. I have full playthrough of Tainted Grail on the Xbox Series X on my YouTube channel, 0 issues. And then I have a second partial playthrough that we were doing a few weeks back with the DLC. Again, 0 issues. So I don't know what you're talking about when you say unplayable, because that's just flat out not true. So, unstable? Yeah, just not true. Works fine. Sammy C says, I'm loving the fact that you're playing Fallout 4. Has the viewership been good enough for a full playthrough? Yeah, but I'm really, you know, like yesterday we played High on Life. This is a great chance to do a little insight. Let me get my notebook. All right, so Sammy C asked, I love the fact that you're playing Fallout 4. Has the viewership been good enough for a full playthrough? Yes, but also, it's not that the viewership is good. That's not what dictates alone what gets a playthrough. So mostly I play new releases. So as an example, yesterday we played High on Life 2. We've been playing the most recent chapter of Dune Awakening. Tuesday we're playing Styx Blades of Greeds on a key from Nacon, and we've also got Norse Oath of Blood coming up, as well as Towerborn. We also tried the demo for Replaced. So I mostly focus on new games here. What I will do in between new releases is I will play either games that I want to play, first impressions videos, demos, or in the case of things like, I love Bethesda games, so I will always circle back to Bethesda games. I will also circle back to things like Lord of the Rings Online or Star Wars: Old Republic, because those are games that I can play infinitely, get infinite enjoyment out of, and generally get good viewership. But here's an interesting thing. Like yesterday, I have a hard rule on if the numbers drop below a certain point, I just don't play it anymore. Or if I'm not having fun, I won't play it anymore. Yesterday, we played High on Life 2. The game just came out, released in the Xbox Game Pass. We played it for 2 hours yesterday. The viewership was not there. I won't be continuing that game, even though it's a new release. And even though I did have a little bit of fun, wasn't a bad game, but the viewership just wasn't there. So if the viewership isn't there, I'm going to move on and play other things where I do get viewership. We get viewership with, anytime I play a Bethesda game, there's going to be viewership. Lord of the Rings Online, there's viewership. Star Wars: Old Republic. That's why those games are the games that I will play in between the other projects that I do, because the viewership is there. And this is the day job, and that's what pays the bills, because advertising revenue and memberships and subscriptions on YouTube and Twitch, that all drives the revenue. I had a sniffle there, sorry. So the viewership for this is great. However, I don't know that this gets a full playthrough because it's just going to depend on all the other things they have going on. We did a full playthrough of Skyrim over the holidays. That became, after the full playthrough was done, I'm on my 3rd character now in Skyrim. I'm not playing Skyrim all the time anymore. That was a very brief window of time for a few weeks. So what I'm doing with Skyrim now is on Sundays. On Sundays, I play Destiny 2 in the mornings, and then I play Skyrim right after that. Sundays for me is the day where I get to play the games that I want to play, and I don't really care about the viewership so much. Whereas Monday through Saturday, I do have to worry about the viewership, because sponsorships and the companies I work with expect to see a minimum amount of traffic and a minimum amount of viewership for the things that I do with the companies that I work with. So I do have to focus on making sure that the viewership is there. Because if I play a game, as an example, yesterday when we played High on Life 2, I'm not a huge streamer. I'm not. I would say I'm low on the totem pole, if you want to be honest about it. I am full-time, and I've been full-time for 4 years. We're coming up on our 5th year full-time on the 17th, which I think is Monday or Tuesday, something like that. And I do pretty good numbers. I think most days on a good day when we're playing a game where lots of people are tuning in, I'd say right now we're in the 120 to 150 people watching range. 120 to 150 people watching across YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. That's a pretty good standard. And then on certain days, like with Skyrim, Fallout 4, Bethesda games in general, Lord of the Rings Online, Star Wars: Republic, those types of games, or new releases, generally speaking, I might get like 150 to 200. That's a good day. That's a pretty good day to have those numbers tuning in. And then sometimes when we're playing something really new, like last year doing Dune Awakening's release, we had like 700 people just on Twitch, and we had like 300 people on YouTube. You know, we had big numbers for that game at launch. And those types of things will happen when you'll see a huge surge. But we can. One of the things I love about tracking my data for the past 4 years is we can go back when I was only getting like 12 people for every stream, and then we started having 25 people per stream, and then 35 people per stream, and then 60 people per stream, and then 80 people per stream. And now we're in that bracket of like, a good minimum for me is 120. 100 to 120 people watching across all 4 platforms. That's a pretty good number. Yesterday during the High on Life stream, my viewership on Twitch dropped to 8 people watching High on Life 2. And I looked at that and I immediately was like, how long have I been playing? I've been playing for an hour and 45 minutes. Okay, I wrapped up at 2 hours and I moved on. Because 8 people watching me play a game on Steam is not enough, and it's going to tank my numbers for the companies that I work with. So I need to make sure that, generally speaking, we have a good viewership. So most days on Twitch, I will see 25 to 40 people. Just on Twitch, I'll see, it just depends on the day, 50 to 80 on YouTube. Kick sees a few of them out. Right now we have 60 people on TikTok right now. So it just kind of depends each day where the viewership goes. But that's the longer answer to, yes, the viewership has been great for Fallout 4, but this is not a new release, so I don't focus on this. The plan was to play High on Life 2 today, but the viewership was so shitty yesterday that we're not playing High on Life 2 today. We're playing Fallout 4 because this is getting good traffic. And this afternoon, if you'll notice, we also started playing Diablo 4 recently, as we prepare our Paladin for the DLC launch. And on Diablo 4 the other day, we had 90 people on YouTube. We had about 60 people on Twitch. And then we had at one point 80 people on TikTok, and I think about 20 people on Kick. That's a very strong stream. So obviously Diablo 4 is doing good for us as well. I am conscious about those things because when it comes to sponsorships and everything else, I run everything, a lot of my campaigns are run through Lurkit.com, which is a website where you plug in all your numbers, and the companies that I work with, that system automatically shows to the companies, it automatically shows what your average viewership is on all the platforms. And so if I play a game where I'm only getting 8 people watching a stream, all of a sudden my average stream number drops dramatically, and I can go from having an overall average of 30 people watching a stream on Twitch to being 15, and all of a sudden I'm locked out of campaigns that I could otherwise be getting paid for. So it is a thing you have to worry about in terms of, if you're going to be doing this for a living, and if you're going to be doing this as a job, you do have to be conscious of the numbers. And so, yeah, in between new releases, I'll definitely focus on things where I'm getting good viewership. And if you're looking at a game like Fallout 4, absolutely the viewership is good. I get good viewership, period, with Bethesda games. But it just depends on new releases. So next Tuesday, we're going to be jumping in and doing Styx Blades of Greed, because Nakon sent me early access to that. So we're going to be testing that out and seeing how that goes. We've got Norse Oath of Blood. Those are both next week. So we'll be testing the waters with those and seeing how those go. And then going from there. Let me get caught up on chat here. Did I manage to get Dune Awakening working again? I did not, Allie. Actually, they had me... I am finally in contact with customer support. They had me send over a bunch of logs this morning. I literally just did that before I went live this morning. So I sent my logs off. I still don't know. How do I keep up with all the different games and different controls? Generally speaking, most games have standard controls. So, and I play enough games. It's a muscle memory thing. So it's no different than when you go to the gym and you work out on 20 different machines. Every different machine has a different movement, but once you've accustomed yourself, once you've acclimatized to all the different machines at the gym, even if you don't use a specific machine for a few weeks, when you go back to that machine, you have muscle memory because your body is quickly like, oh yeah, I've used this machine before. That's how it works with games too. So, I've got 2 different controllers, and Bethesda games have a weird thing of using the Y button for a jump, and other games do the A button or whatever. It's just, you get used to it. Other games, I will remap things from time to time if it's a weird layout and I can remap. Yeah. Let me go over here and check this chat too. Favorite Fallout faction? I mean, I'm enjoying all the things I do. I like Brotherhood of Steel for the tech, but I do like the Minutemen for their methodology. Somebody asked, why do you play these old games? I think I just answered that in the middle of that spiel. I will mix in old games with new games to keep the viewership up. Morning Dew says, your videos got me back into Fallout. Appreciate looking at it in new light. Thank you for your take on RP. Will you be playing Oblivion Remaster? I've already played Oblivion Remaster last year. Playlist is on YouTube. What happened to Diablo 4? I already mentioned that. We are actively playing Diablo 4, but I don't play the same game every day. I'm a variety streamer, so I play 2 streams a day, sometimes 3 streams a day, and we play multiple games every single day. What happens if I enjoy the game? Then I play it on a Sunday because Sunday is the day for me to play games that I want to play. I think I answered that earlier. Sunday is the day where I play the games that I want to play without worrying about the traffic. Your mom's favorite RPG. You like that title? What was my core? Yeah, variety streaming. I've got a whole series on YouTube talking about how to make a living as a content creator and streamer. I talk about my journey, why I went variety streamer rather than niche. Crimson Desert? Yeah, we can't wait for that game. It's going to be fun to play. Is Diablo 4 better than PoE 2 for casual players? Oh, fuck yeah. They're both great games, but Diablo 4 is the ultimate casual ARPG experience because you can put it in easy mode and story mode and just play it. All right, I think I've caught up on all the chat. So that was a great little question. Thank you for that. As always, as these get clipped out on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. But we are always live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. We may add more platforms to the live streaming services. You never know. But that is where we stream for now. We are live every morning from 5 a.m. Central. It is currently 5:30 in the morning. Thanks for tuning in. Everything in between the streams happens on YouTube, so get over there. Don't forget the Discord, all the socials, the Patreon, the merch store, the Amazon store for all my books, and of course the Homestead channel for ducks and chickens and cats. All right. Let me make sure that everything is good to go, good to go, good to go. We gotta go secure this armory. See, I always use B for like ducking and dodging, Allie. And like the A or the X is for jump. And it's weird. Everybody has a preferred layout. I got the hiccups. Oh my goodness. One of the things I'm thinking about this year is because this game, like Skyrim, they both have like unlimited leveling. Whenever I get to the point where
There's a bit of trash to pick through here. Searching through it could prove beneficial.
Because I have done a playthrough of this game before, but I played through just like the story, like the main story with the initiative and everything, and finding my lost son. I haven't ever done like a completionist version of this game. And this and Skyrim both get me pretty good traffic on the days that I stream this. And so having these be games that, you know, Skyrim's moved to Sunday because we did, you know, like 3 weeks of hardcore Skyrim. This is only stream number 10 for this, so I'm still playing this in between all the other stuff on Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday. But eventually this will end up getting shuffled off to a Sunday session. And I'm okay with these games being things I play all the way throughout 2026 on Sundays after my, you know, because like I still have a lot of story left to see in Destiny 2. So, and it's been fun to just log on a Sunday morning and play Destiny 2 for a couple of hours, see the storyline I want to see, and then immediately follow it up with some. Skyrim. Oh, hello. I want to listen to that tape, but I gotta take care of this super first. Poke your head out, biatch.
That's how we do it in the Brotherhood.
I don't think I'm okay. I might be okay to listen to this.
What? Scared already?
Where are you at? I need to take you out so I can go listen to that tape.
I wanted a fight.
I got him. That was satisfying. Alright, let's go listen to that tape.
Word came down that the Army just unloaded the first batch of the M42s this morning. I've only seen the specs for these little beauties on paper, so Private Bertram and I snuck down to take an early look. When I heard that the eggheads were designing a man-portable nuke launcher, I thought they were nuts. But they actually got the damn thing to work. And after seeing the real thing sitting right in front of me, I think they could be just enough to tip the balance of this war in our favor. I mean, can you imagine the look on the enemy's face when we get dropped into Anchorage carrying these babies? They won't know what hit them.
Fallout 76 is great. We just did a big old, like, 85-hour playthrough over the holidays. Just did my final review, about 2 weeks ago. I almost jumped in and played some more last night because that new Mojave power armor set they just dropped looks freaking awesome. I left off, I had just turned my character into a ghoul, was where I left off on my Fallout 76 playthrough. And there's still a whole lot more I can keep working on in that game.
But that doesn't mean we should drop our guard.
However, Babylonia got me sidetracked. Because he was playing this, and I had a night where I woke up with insomnia at like midnight, and he was doing his normal stream time, and he was playing this, and I was like, you know what? I forgot, because I own the Game of the Year edition on the Xbox, and that's what I played last year. And then I was like, I'm gonna go get the Anniversary edition on my PlayStation. And it was on sale, half off, so I picked it up for like 30 bucks and put this on the PS5, and here we are. So you could blame Babylonia for, just like the Skyrim playthrough, he inspired me to grab this and start playing this a little bit. We had just finished watching the show, I had just finished up my Fallout 76 playthrough, and then I was like, I'll totally go play some Fallout 4. And I'll tell you what, if the rumors are true and they come out with a Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas remaster, I will play both of those. Assuming they fit into the schedule. But I will happily play the remasters of those, if they turn out to be true. But I don't base my schedule around maybes or rumors. I base my schedules upon what's actually out. Allie says I'm going to be working towards that new power armor once my upcoming house inspection in a couple of days is concluded. Nice. It looked really cool. Hang on, you know what? Let me double check this door before I unlock another door. This is just like another way in or out.
Yes.
Ooh, hello. mini nuke. An old safe. Oh, it's a master safe. Fans.
Bingo.
Permanently more difficult to detect while sneaking. Hell yeah! How do I manage to play games for months at a time without getting distracted? It's pretty easy because most of the games, so games like this, which are big, or an MMO, which is like a live service game that's very big, they can go on for hundreds of hours. Like Baldur's Gate 3 can be a hundreds of hours game, Witcher 3 can be a hundreds of hours game, Fallout 4, Skyrim, Starfield, these can be games that last hundreds of hours. So because most new releases are a tightly focused, I would argue most of the new games that we play are in the 30 to 40 hour range. So if I'm playing that game for 4 hours a day, I've got 10 days, it's like a week, 7 days to get through a 30-hour game if I'm playing 4 hours a day. So if I do that, I traditionally will play about 3 to 4 new games every single month. It just depends, because I get about a week. It takes me about a week to clear a new game. I totally get distracted. Yeah, like totally get distracted from time to time. Not from the new releases per se, but like I'll start like a Cyberpunk 2077 playthrough and I'll be like, it's my third playthrough. We're gonna go through, and then all of a sudden Bubbles will play something and I'll be like, I want to go do that instead, and I'll totally go do that instead, like Skyrim, which is what happened recently. We were on the middle of a Cyberpunk 2077 playthrough for the holidays, and I was like 20 hours into it. I'm like, I'm gonna romance Judy, I'm gonna do all this, and then I went over and played Skyrim, and I was like, because I had never played it before, and it was also a situation where like I was getting 50, 60 people watching Cyberpunk, and I started playing Skyrim and I saw like 200 people watching. So it was like, well, I've never played this before. I've got 200 people watching. Let's go play Skyrim. But in terms of new releases, I do tend to focus because we're often getting keys or we're being paid to play those games by the companies. So I do focus on doing completion runs of new games. So for me, it's very easy to stay focused with that because it's a portfolio and it's new, so it's generally going to be, especially if you're wanting to work with more companies, you want to focus on the things that the companies want you to play. Aren't I a little old for games? Fuck off, Dennis. There's no such thing as being too old for a video game. Take your ageism and get stuffed. Command at Fort Strong is passed to me. Has nobody seen like Grandpa Sniper Dude and Skyrim Grandma? And there is no such thing as an age limit on playing video games. Right, imagine thinking video games should only be played up to a certain age. That's a sad person is what that is. That's a sad person who doesn't have any joy in their lives. You're not allowed to play games once you get to 30. That's someone whose parents beat them when they were a kid. But to be fair, my parents spanked me as well. But I'm still here, bitches.
This area's obviously been abandoned for... Let's see what we found.
Alright.
Some ammo in here.
The other funny one... Oh, right. The other one is people who think only unemployed people play games. I make more money playing video games than just about every career I've had. The exception would be consulting and when I had a construction company. I still made more money when I was in construction than I do now. But I have just about surpassed every other position I've had in terms of working for other people playing video games. Like, this pays reasonably well, even with small numbers. Because you get a lot of people who will joke about how you've only got. My favorite is when we have a day where the viewership is a little low, and maybe there's only 10 people watching on TikTok, or maybe there's only 15 on Twitch, or 30 on YouTube because we're at the beginning of a stream or something, and someone will say something like, your viewership is X, there's no way you're making full time, you're fucking lying. And it's like, bitch, my income reports are public. Like, I share that stuff with everybody. And I think there's a misunderstanding with a lot of dipshits out there who don't understand how actual revenue works for streaming and content creation. And you can make a pretty healthy living even with smaller numbers. And I love educating idiots, so what am I missing in here? Secure the armory. I don't see. We came in this front door. Oh, hang on. There's an elevator that I missed. Oh, somebody on TikTok Alley. As always, some TikTok troll. You're too old to play. Meanwhile, their viewership is 0. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Millie Ixer. That's awesome. How long did it take me to get to this point? I mean, I've got a YouTube series called How to Make a Living as a Content Creator and Streamer, which details my journey. We are at the end of the 4th year full time. On the 17th is my 5th year anniversary. Today's the 14th? So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday is my 5th year anniversary, so we'll be starting
Quite a bit of debris here.
my 5th year full time. In January, on Tuesday. Hang on, somebody asked a question that I forgot to answer, and I probably missed it. Let's see if I can scroll up again. Oh, it was Korean Gamer says, when it comes to streaming, I think one thing I've seen some of my friends do that I didn't agree with is they quit their full-time job and went fully into streaming. When it didn't work out, they ran into financial issues. So that's an interesting, JK, their viewership isn't actually 0 because their mom still watches, so technically they have at least 1. Thanks, Pop and Lock. So the financial thing, I do not recommend that anyone quit their job and do this. So I think it's Dino. If you've never watched Dino, we've talked about him a few times. It took him like, I think it was 16 or 18 years to get to 100,000 followers on YouTube. He's documented his whole journey as well, right? Because he's been an online creator for almost 20 years, right? He's been putting internet content out there, and he was working in the wine space as like a wine influencer and stuff while he was working on his game channel. It took him like 16 or 18 years before he was able to go full-time on his game channel. So he just kept plugging away at it, putting content on his game channel, working a day job for years and years and years until his YouTube channel, until his video game channel got to the point where it was able to sustain him full time. And he's talked about it a lot. He was like, it was like 16, 18 years to get to 100,000. And then as soon as he hit 100,000 followers, it blew up and he went to like 2 million in the course of like a year. But it took him, I gotta go look, is it 16 or 18 years? I'm gonna go look now. $16 years. It was 16 years. He started his channel in 2007 and reached his 100,000 milestone in early 2025. And then he has blown up since then. He's talked about it. Like, it was a thing where he was always working that other gig, building his channel up. And think about that for 16 years. Most people don't have the staying power to do that. But I do not recommend that anybody quit their job to do this full time. Not until this needs to be making more money than your full-time job before you quit this to do this. And I would not recommend that you do it the first month. I would say grind until once you hit the point where your streamer income is surpassing your day job income, you need to then continue doing that for 6 months, a minimum of 6 months to a year, to make sure that you're not just in a peak. Because peaks, here's a good example. Nobody knew who the burnt peanut was until Arc Raiders, right? There is a chance that no one will give a shit about the burnt peanut after Arc Raiders. So if he decides to move on to another game, people might not give a shit. You can look at the rise and fall of Pirate Software as a perfect example of someone who had a blip a couple of years ago, and now he has relatively faded back into obscurity. He still has decent numbers, but he went from having 18, 20,000 people a day watching his streams to now he's down to like 1,000 people a day, 1,500 people a day. Still very strong numbers, but a far cry from Streamer of the Year when he was getting 20,000 people per stream. So you need to make sure that you're not just seeing a blip of popularity. So even if your streaming has started to make more money than your day job, I would not recommend quitting your day job until you're sure, like 6 months to a year, to make sure that you're not just in a peak. Now, I'm gonna take some notes here. Timestamping this. Yeah, he's gonna move on to play Marathon. I saw that the other day. And we'll see if he has the same numbers for Marathon or not. He could be, he could have established himself now coming out of the gate. Ninja is the perfect example. Ninja doesn't have the viewership he had 10 years ago. Neither does Shroud. But they still maintain, decent viewership. The point I'm trying to get at is that the worst thing to do is you work your day job, you start playing a new game that just came out, and you see a huge burst in numbers. Suddenly you're making enough money that you could theoretically quit your job. But imagine if you did that. Imagine if you quit your job and then that game's popularity wanes, and suddenly you're on the back end of that downslope, and suddenly you're no longer making what you were making before, and you're making less than you were making at your day job, and now you've regretted the decision. You don't have health insurance, you don't have the benefits, your family's depending on you, and you're no longer making the money that you made during that burst. That's why I don't recommend anybody quit their job. Make it, you need to be at least 6 months to 12 months of making more money than you made at your day job before I would consider quitting your day job to do this full time. I went full-time the day I got monetized, but I am not everybody. I have a very unique situation because I had already done this for other clients before. That was my day job for a long time in marketing, so I knew how to build a YouTube channel, and I already had been streaming, and I'd already done game development. I'd already done all these things. I started doing this when I was 42, right? So right? That was February of 2022, I think was when, 26, yeah. February of 2022 was when I went full-time. That's when I got monetized. So I went full-time the day I got monetized. We also moved to the homestead in March. I was at a place in my career where I had everything was paid off. I had no debt, no bills, nothing. We bought the homestead, we moved to the homestead. And I was sitting here with enough money in the bank that I could pay for everything we needed for the next 3 years. So we had 3 years of living expenses in the bank. And I knew, based on all the other companies that I've worked with and all the other YouTube channels that I've built, that it was only going to take me a couple of years at most to get where I needed to be financially. And it was 18 months. It was a year and a half. And I've got this documented on my YouTube channel. It was 18 months from the time I started until the month that I brought in more money than what we needed to pay our bills every single month, which is groceries, electric, health insurance, all that stuff. So 18 months from the time that I started going full-time to where I was making more than I needed. So I didn't even spend that much because we were already earning, so I didn't have to tap into our savings too much. So it was a calculated risk on my part, but it was also, when I say calculated risk, I'd already been doing this for other companies for a very long time, so I didn't have a problem taking that risk because I knew it was going to be achievable within 3 years, and I did it within 18 months. And then since 18 months, it's, you know,
The Brotherhood rose from the ashes of the U.S. military.
we've only ever, and I mean, last year, look, knock on wood, last year as an example, we bought the investment property, bought a bunch of new hardware, put the rooftop expansion on the roof, which just got finished a couple weeks ago. Like, you know, it's just been year after year after year of going up. So yeah, well, to be fair, I am also fairly arrogant from time to time. I could have the same situation as Pirate Software. You never know. You have to have a good reason for it, says Alien Disrespect. Thanks for the bits, by the way. You have to have a good reason for it. You also have to be sure you already have another job that you're ready to work for. Correct. What's up, John Coons? JK says saw content creators for Raid leave to play something else and they came back for no money. Oh yeah, that's definitely been something we've seen before. All right, I think that's caught up with chat. Thanks, Mark. PS, we try to be sensible most of the day. You must have not been paying attention to what we were talking about earlier, Hunter, about playing games that are popular. We already had that conversation. All right, let's get back. I am gonna go grab another cup of coffee, and then we're gonna keep on going. I'll be right back. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, or TikTok, awesome. Get over to the Discord, and if you're not on YouTube, get over to YouTube because YouTube is where everything happens in between the streams.
Give me a laser rifle and my power armor, and I'll take on the world.
All right. Grifter's gonna grift. I don't think the viewbot thing is it's definitely out there, but the worst is when everybody gets accused of viewbotting. It's like it's not. No. Not everybody is viewbotting. Just because someone has strong numbers, it doesn't automatically mean they're viewbotting. And that's sort of this reactionary take that a lot of people have, is like, he's viewbotting. That person over there, they're viewbotting. It is an issue, for sure. It is an issue, for sure. But it is not like everybody's doing it. Aluminum. We need lots of aluminum for the upgrades. John Kuhn says, I found a Starfield hate video this morning and left some lengthy comments. I doubt they'll appreciate. Grifter's gonna grift, man. We almost played some Starfield yesterday afternoon. Might play some Starfield this afternoon. I don't know. We'll see what I feel like when I get back.
Let's find out why.
Shit. Oh, he's got a missile launcher, and I just made him aware of our presence. Do I not have any more?
Whatever this thing was, it's been totally torn to pieces.
Oh, what the fuck is that thing? Dude, is that a horn? What the hell was that? It totally sounded like a warning, a fucking horn of Gondor. What the?
Something.
I bet you do hear something. We're getting radiated.
No fight
down
today. Fight forever.
He's trying to give me dialogue and he walked away, so whatever, dude. No, I don't play on survival mode. Bubbleonia plays on survival mode, I think. I don't enjoy survival mode. I play enough survival games that I don't need to also play a survival game when I log into Fallout. When I log into Fallout, I'm very much here to just have a cool story adventure. I'm not here to be challenged or to play a realistic experience. If I want to play survival, I've got plenty of time logged in Dune Awakening or in Shrouded. Actual crafting survival games. I don't also look for that experience here. That was a hound howl? It sounded like the Horn of Gondor, damn it. It's awesome. combination wrench. I don't know that I want to go any deeper in here until I go talk to him, because this looks like it's going to go in and deeper. I am not an intimately familiar Bethesda fan, or Fallout fan, I should say. Fallout is the least favorite, my least favorite of the Bethesda universes. Bear in mind, I've been playing since the original games. So I played the first two many years before Bethesda bought it. Yeah, but Ren, you're supposed to enjoy the game how I enjoy it. How dare you not play it the way I enjoy it? That was the sound the mutant hounds make? God damn, it sounded like a horn. That was crazy. Dinkus says it's a really weird sound and it took me months to figure out where it came from. I would have had no idea it was the hounds had somebody not said something. Do I sleep? About 7 to 8 hours every night. You like my haircut? This is the haircut. Your mom loves this haircut. Just last night, she was just grabbing on and holding on for dear life, pulling me down in. Your mom loves my haircut.
Excuse me, Paladin Dance?
Look at this place. You must hate these mutants as much as I do.
Why the hate?
Why do you hate super mutants so much?
They're responsible for the death of a close friend, a Brotherhood knight named Cutler. So when you ask if I hate them, I say hate's too gentle a word. These monstrosities are just another example of man blindly taking a step forward, only to wind up stumbling 2 steps back. I've been fighting for years, trying to put a stop to this madness. And just when I thought we were getting the upper hand, along come the synths. I've seen what these super mutants do to people. Can you imagine what the synths would do to us if they ever got the upper hand? It would be Armageddon repeated, and maybe the end of everything that we hold dear. Look, I don't mean to bore you.
Oh, you think I'm unhinged?
I
No,
just want you to
sweetheart.
understand how important
I'm just
these
old and I don't
missions
give a
are.
fuck. I don't have to. I live detached from society.
Enough preaching.
I don't have to give a
get
shit.
it.
I suppose you're right. And judging from the corpses around here, you don't appear to need much in the way of motivation. Anyway, that's enough of that.
I live on a
What's
homestead in
important
the middle
here
of
is that you got
nowhere.
the job
I live a
done and
debt-free
secured these
lifestyle.
credits.
I have
You
no
should head back
mortgage,
up to the
no
Pridwood and
rent,
talk to Maxon.
no
I'm sure he'll
credit
want to
card
debrief you
debt,
as soon
no
as
school
possible.
payments.
Dismissed.
I get to sit here and do this all day, every day. And I don't have to worry about a goddamn thing. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. All you out there worrying about your haircuts and your worrying about all that stuff. I'm feel so sorry for you. That's right, the hairstyle of the professor from Back to the Future. It's called the I don't give a shit hairstyle. It's the Jack Nicholson hairstyle. The I'm old and I'm mostly retired and I don't have to give a shit anymore. It's a beautiful thing. The coolest thing, by the way, last night, for those of you who weren't here last night, was the casting director from the Fallout show showing up. From the upcoming Fallout Shelter show. That turned out to be a legitimate thing, by the way. He sent me an email after, which we covered during the live stream last night. But if you weren't here for that last night, during our Fallout 4 session last night, one of the casting directors for the Fallout Shelter show showed up and actually sent me a request They want me to go put my headshot up, and he's like, I think I'll read the email to you. Which this is just funny to me because me with my unkempt hair and I don't give a fuck attitude, and you've got these little incels in our chat. Oh, you should shave it off. You're going bald. You look like shit, old man. Get a real job, Gramps. Hang on. This is my I don't give a fuck attitude, and this is the email I got last night from Chris. Hey Renfail, I came across your Fallout live stream on TikTok last night. Saw you're a fan of the franchise, wanted to reach out. My name's Chris. I'm a casting producer with Studio Lambert, working on the all-new Fallout Shelter series for Prime. I genuinely think you could be a great fit. I know you mentioned, because this is what I told him when he showed up in my chat last night. He was saying, "Oh, you should, I'm a casting director for the show," and I was like, "That's great. I don't fill out applications. I don't pitch. I don't do any of that stuff. If you like what you see, reach out, because I don't go out of my way to do things for people because I don't need to. I'm very comfortable with how I live." And he said, I saw you mention you're not interested in filling out applications, and I completely understand where you're coming from. However, the application is a required step in this process, but I do think you'd be a good fit for the show, and I've included the link below in case you change your mind. Let me know if you decide to submit. So, I just think it's funny because you get so many people in chat who will say stupid things about how, oh, you're bald, you're receding hairline, you're old, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, and? I don't give a fuck. And the funniest thing to me was last night having this casting director. I rebuffed him in chat. I was like, I'm not interested, man. I don't go fill out applications. I don't do that stuff. And then he still came out and sent me an email. So this just goes to show you, kids, don't listen to the trolls in chat who will make fun of you for your hairstyle or your bald spot. Because somewhere out there is a casting director who will appreciate your I don't give a fuck attitude and will pursue you and say, hey dude, fill out an app. We really think you'd be a good fit for the show. Fuck those incels. Now we're going to get back to the stream. And by the way, I'm totally going to send in headshots today and a little video. I was like, why not? The fact that they reached out and were like, hey, we think you'd be a good fit. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean shit. But it does mean that at the very least, there's a casting director who's looked at something, and you never know if that could turn into something else down the road. Because as a casting agency, they keep your stuff on file for other things. And if I've already made a good impression, I have nothing to lose by sending that in. I also have, it's not something I'm actively pursuing. But hey, you never know. You get your headshot in a portfolio somewhere, and next thing you know, you're playing the chicken fucker on the Fallout show, right? I would totally play the role of the chicken fucker on the Fallout show. Put me in, coach! That's the other good thing, too, JK. When you have a partner who supports you no matter what, you don't have to worry about anything else, because all that matters is your partner. And my wife is a badass, so yep. Angry Ewok says, this is how I learned about the announcement of the show. Yeah, they did the, I think it was a couple months ago when they did the first announcement for the casting. I actually looked at it when it first came out, and then I saw all the steps that were required, and I was like, I'm not, I can't be bothered with that. I love Fallout, but I don't love Fallout enough to be like, I'm going to go through this casting process. But since they reached out, I'm going to take the day today and put together some headshots. Or the chicken. Oh, did I not travel to the right place? Yep, I have played The Witcher 3. Playthroughs on YouTube. Yes, exactly, Ulfer. It also comes into that saying about there's no such thing as unsolicited advice. There's only assholes. Period. Because only assholes will try to give you unsolicited advice. Everybody else will support you for who you are and what you're doing. It's only assholes who will offer unsolicited advice because they're assholes. Everybody else keeps their mouths shut. Unless they're asked to specifically express their opinion.
Outstanding work at Fort Strong, soldier.
But I'll take the professor from Back to the Future. I'll take that and run with it.
Too bad it wasn't the Institute.
Not to worry, Knight. You'll be dealing with them sooner than you think. In order to bring the Institute to its knees, we need to use every weapon at our disposal. I try to supply my soldiers with the best. That's why I'm giving you these. Signal grenades can call a vertibird to your location when you need aerial transport. Simply throw one to the ground, and the vertibird will hone in on the unique electromagnetic smoke it emits. Once you're aboard, use the map on your Pip-Boy to interface with the pilot's navigation system, so he'll be able to take you wherever you need.
The best weapon for survival out here is a pocket full of caps.
Signal grenades are usually reserved for our paladins. In your case, you should be grateful that I'm making an exception. Now, I'm sure you're aware that Fort Strong was simply the first step towards the liberation of the Commonwealth. An even greater task lies ahead. By now, I'm sure you've deduced that our arrival in the Commonwealth wasn't coincidental. We're here because of a unique energy reading recorded by Paladin Dance's recon team. According to our scribes, the reading indicated a level of technology that only the Institute could achieve. The moment this information came to light, our mission became clear. The Institute, and everyone responsible for the creation of the synths, must be eliminated at all costs. To accomplish this goal, we need to locate the Institute's headquarters. I've had our scribes meticulously searching the Commonwealth, but they've come up empty-handed.
Where do I start?
I want you to get out there and become our eyes and ears on the ground. You seem to have a vested interest in locating the Institute before we met, so I'm confident you'll travel in the right circles. If you discover a way in, I need you to report it to me immediately. Any questions, Knight?
What about those energy readings that Paladin Dance's recon team detected?
Our scribes are confident that the energy readings are from Institute technology, due to the unusually high frequency. But the source is unknown. We're still detecting them on occasion. But by the time we send a team to investigate, they disappear. Just watch your step. I wouldn't be surprised if the energy reading were caused by some type of Institute weapon.
Institute
Is there anything
weapon.
else?
Aren't there any pre-war records about the Institute that might help us?
Our records indicate that the Institute was born from the remnants of a pre-war educational facility, the Commonwealth Institute of Technology. The ruins of the facility are at the center of the city, but we've already searched them thoroughly. The location appears to have been abandoned long ago, so it appears that the trail ends there. Anything else, Knight?
Any suggestions where I should look next?
I'd pursue your lead regarding Dr. Amari. I'm not certain if she's a crackpot, or if she can genuinely assist your search. But our sources say she has some interesting technology at her disposal. Anything else, Knight?
Not right now, Elder.
Very well then. Dismissed.
Yeah, the Brotherhood is not. Yeah, they're a little crackpot. But they do have some cool toys.
Looks like we have a thruster imbalance. Tweaking pitch.
What was that? I don't remember what this quest was for. That's for the Minutemen. Dangerous Minds. Talk to Dr. Amari. Road to Freedom. Talk to Preston Garvey. Talk to the Settlers. Investigate the satellite array. Let's do that.
Commonwealth looks bad. You should see the capital wasteland.
Hang on, talk to me again?
Hey there.
Unless you like getting shot, never turn your back on a gunner.
No, that's not who I thought you were. We totally heard
Night.
Garrus the other day, and I don't remember where I heard his voice. I can't wait till I can mod that, but it's going to be a while because, oh, did we ever clear this place out? I don't think we ever cleared this place out. No, I see him walking around up there, excuse me. I have power armor now. I remember there was a dude with a missile launcher. Oh, hey, if they're coming in with a vert bird, I might be okay to... Oh, Jesus, motherfucker! Nope, hang on, hang on, hang on. Nope. Woo! All right, look at all the bits and pieces for me to loot through. I think they may just be distracted with the, Yeah, the Brotherhood are total hypocrites, Allie, exactly. I think it's fun because they have, like, really cool armor and stuff, but they are total hypocrites. Woo! They just blew up the vert bird. Hey, boys!
Contact lost.
Can I go loot the remnants of your vert bird? Oh no, I'm carrying too much. Oh, and I don't have any companions with me either to like offload stuff. Poodoo. We could probably... I don't want to like drop stuff. Yeah, you can't say no to the power armor for sure. Rapid pipe rifle drop. I'm never going to use a missile launcher. What's that weigh? 21? Yeah, get rid of it. Did the Twitch stream drop? Yeah, it looked like the Twitch stream dropped earlier. That's called internet hiccups and living in the middle of nowhere. And or it could be Streamlabs because I'm not... Stream Elements was down today. The API for Stream Elements was down, so I had to go use Streamlabs today, and Streamlabs is notorious for like their API dropping out from them. I was genuinely surprised. I haven't had any issues with Stream Elements the past 3 weeks I've been using it, and then today when I went to go start my stream, their API was down. So, but the thing I liked about it is that it tells you that the API was down. So it's not like Streamlabs where you'll attempt to go live and everything just doesn't work. What am I supposed to do for this quest? Follow the radio distress signal. Oh, I need to be listening to a radio distress signal. I bet I have to turn the radio volume up because I have the radio turned down because I didn't want to have copyright issues. No, we're moving away. No. Maybe up top here. Bomber jacket. Yep. Alright, well before I listen to their holotape, we are gonna quick save and I'm gonna boogie out up to the... Yeah, there's no like perfect solution in this game in terms of the factions. Like they all have extremist viewpoints. I think the Minutemen are like the most, I would say, innocent out of all of them because they're just trying to make the life better for everybody in the Commonwealth, you know. Right. Which is why I think, you know, long term I would prefer to just do stuff with the Minutemen, but I needed the power armor, man. Don't take away my power armor. That bomber jacket, baby. Alright, before we do this, actually, let's go step out of this power armor. Take that fusion core. Nope. I actually have a nice selection of fusion cores on me now. That's nice.
Blue, come on. Let me carry something before you cripple yourself.
Alright. Extended napalmer. Scrap.
I'll try to make myself useful.
Good luck with that, Genlong.
See a grown man feeling sorry for himself.
I should probably start selling pieces, to be honest with you, because I need caps, and I don't have very many caps, and I've not been worried about caps because I've been stocking up supplies for everything. But I think I'm at the point where I might as well just start selling stuff because I can build up a caps stockpile. All right, what am I carrying that is still so heavy? Probably a bunch of food stuff. Oh no, all the uniforms. That's right. Store, 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 store. Ha ha ha. Civil grenades. Those do weigh a bit. Beverage! The dirty wastelander. Sounds like your mom. Oh, I think I dinged, by the way, too. Do I play Skyrim anymore? On Sundays we play Skyrim. Have I watched the Fallout show? I have. Reviews are up on YouTube for every single episode across both seasons. Just wondering, asks Skinny489, do you only play Bethesda games? Skinny489, you're either an idiot or you're willfully not choosing to look at all of the other content that I play, because I mostly play non-Bethesda games. Just yesterday, as an example, we played High on Life 2, we played Diablo 4, we've been playing Dune Awakening, we've been playing lots of other games. So you need to keep up or shut up. It's that simple. How far in the game am I? I have no clue. We're stream session number 10. I'll let you do the math. Assuming you're capable. I don't think I need... I think I'm just naturally carrying more stuff that weighs stuff. Alright, I need to go find Nick and have him follow along with me again, because I'm no longer doing the Brotherhood stuff. Where do I find Nick? I know I told him to come over here. Nick. Oh, Nick. Nick, darling. Where you at? My wife is awake. I'm going to go say good morning to her. I'll be right back.
At least it's not raining. What do you need, General?
Pedro Trump says, you're a rude person. I'm shocked you have any followers. No, you're just a dipshit and you've been blocked. Antony says, I'm a diva. No, you're just a fucktwit. You're blocked. I'm a sassy man. No, bitch. You're just stupid. You're blocked. That's how that works. You don't get to come into my chat and insult me. Nick, where are you at? I need you to join me again, sir. Just coming out of the wood. Ah, they come out of the woodworks every day. Where the hell is Nick at?
Anything I can do? You just say the word.
Well, I might just take Piper if I can't find Nick. Guess I could go grab dog. Oh, I forgot. You know something I forgot? Hold up. I think someone told me you can give a teddy bear to dog meat. What is that under? Junk, maybe? Ah, teddy bear. Take one.
What's that for?
The morons breed like rabbits. Durham says sassy means you're bold and confident. Damn straight. I think I told dog meat to wait for me at this place. That's right, you can come into my chat and compliment me, AJ. That's right. Fallout is a beautiful thing. Yeah, I could build a bell.
Boy!
Mind if we swap some things around, dog meat?
Doing great, Clara. Alright, let's give him teddy bear. Someone said give him a teddy bear. Okay, so he totally plays with it. That's awesome.
Come on, boy. It's time to go.
Come here, buddy. You've got a bunch of junk I can take off you.
Wait there. Come on.
No, I don't want to take all because I forgot he's got. He does have an astoundingly awesome T-shirt. That's right, JK. Technically, you can come in and insult me. But if you walk into somebody's house and insult them, what do you think they're going to do to you? Robert. Grenade shotgun? I don't know. I don't have any bugs. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm playing on the PlayStation 5, PS5 Pro. I haven't had a single issue. That's not true. We did have an issue storming the Mudcrab Queen place the other day. So we did have a bug there. But other than that, I haven't had any issues. All right. The Lost Patrol. Listen to the holotape. I may have accidentally stashed that. Nope. Which one is it? Scribe Ferris.
This is Ferris. It's been 2 hours since the Paladin left. My leg. I can't staunch the bleeding. The bullet must have hit an artery. Brandis, if you get this, I hope you made it back to Aslan in time. There was nothing you could do for me. Get to the bunker up north.
Get to the bunker.
You'll survive. That's all that matters.
Report your discovery to the Brotherhood. Or search for other distress signals. Well, this one we'll go report back to. Question is, who do I report it to? It shows me up over here. Turok, sir.
Hold up, Knight. Let me make one thing clear. As a member of the Brotherhood, you serve under my command. If you want my respect, you will have to earn it. When I give you a mission, I expect results. Is that clear?
What are your orders, Captain?
I want you to take charge of a recovery operation. The Brotherhood has been monitoring the Commonwealth for some time now, ever since we learned of the synth threat. We've dispatched a number of reconnaissance teams. Paladin Dance's squad was far from the first.
The previous team was dispatched 3 years ago. They never reported back. Officially, they're missing. Presumed dead.
Was there a rescue mission?
Of course not. We don't have the resources or the manpower to conduct a search like that. Recon teams in the field have to rely on their skills and training to survive. They know the risks, but we honor those who give their lives in the line of duty. Your orders are to search for the missing recon team and recover their effects. Report to me with your results. Is that understood?
Where should I begin?
Their insertion point was in the hills near Malden. Monitor your radio for distress signals. Acquire a signal. That's all, Knight. Dismissed.
Now, I also need to report to him, right?
Excuse me, Captain Kells?
Anything to report?
Their camp was overrun by ghouls. Knight Aslan died defending it.
A soldier to the end. There's more?
They tried to reach a satellite array, but Scribe Ferris was killed in the attempt.
Most likely trying to contact the Prydwen. If they did send a message, it never reached us. Thank you for the report. Dismissed.
Okay, so that... So technically those are all part of the same quest line. So I had found the Lost Patrol, which started a quest, but then he also would have started the quest for the Lost Patrol. Alright, that makes sense. Oh, I have a level up. I forgot all about this. Just gonna go perception again.
Reactor at 100% efficiency.
Alright.
I want to have Night Captain Cade take a look at that injury.
Well, that's going to be a wrap for this morning's stream, everybody. We did a short one today because I have to get going. We have a doctor's appointment this morning with Chris at the hospital. So I got to go get prepped and ready because we're leaving in about 45 minutes. So I will see everybody. I don't know what time I'm getting back. Sometimes we get in right away. Sometimes we have to sit there for 3 or 4 hours and wait our turn. So I just don't know when I get back. So if I do get back this morning, I'll do a second morning stream. Otherwise, I'll be back in the afternoon, and I will play some Diablo 4 this afternoon as we continue that. And then tomorrow morning, we'll be back for some Destiny 2 and maybe some Skyrim. I'll see everybody later. Thanks for hanging out.